if you live in the suburbs, do you guys feel like there's a sense of community? Because I don't. I think everybody is antisocial, especially after COVID. Everybody sits in their own house. No one ever goes outside. You have sidewalks that go nowhere. Where are you going to walk to on the sidewalk? Around in a circle. There's no destinations. I think that's the problem. There's no walking destinations in at least like most suburbs, like that map that they showed before, that community that won best master plan award. Where are you going? Why even have a sidewalk? Where are you walking to? And I think that's a big problem. And yeah, but I don't think there's a sense of community, because when do you see your neighbors? Everyone gets in their car. Now they're still isolated. They drive to the store. They get out of their car. They don't talk to anybody. They go in the store. They buy stuff. They get in their car. They come back home. There's no chance for like human interaction versus, if there was a coffee shop in your neighborhood, you could walk to it. Or if there was a shopette, like a little shop, or a little restaurant, like a cafe or something, you could go, and then you would meet your neighbors, and more people would be outside, because there'd be more reason to be outside other than just going for a walk. And that has to do with like American obesity and stuff like that. I think we're going to cover that in another video, but you know, walking for no reason is cool, and it's helpful for your health. But what if you could combine walking with like traveling to go somewhere where you needed to go, whether that's work or go shopping or do something recreational outside? Like, it's kind of ridiculous. In the suburbs, you have to like drive to the park or drive to the location where you're going to exercise or be active. What It would be a lot more efficient if you just like jogged, or where you were in jogging or walking distance to the things that you wanted to go to. Right? That would make sense. I think that's a major problem with the suburbs. And I never thought about it in this way, but imagine in your suburban community, there was places to go. And that's okay, so that's the other thing. We have more space, but it's not being used. It's a lawn that no one's outside to see, except for when they drive by in 3 seconds. There's no so you're probably outside more if you live in the city, and active more if you live in the city, which is tight and not as conducive or not as nice to be outside, because it is nice to be outside where you got fresh air over here in the suburbs and everything, but there's nothing to do. There's nowhere to go. You have to get in a car to go there, so you can't even enjoy outside. And this is the thing that I really am pondering, is we're building these suburban communities the same way they've been built by some of the pioneers of the suburbs that we're going to talk about, the same way essentially since the 40s and 50s. And have we really analyzed, like, is this a good way to do it? Because I feel like, especially with business, if the business works this way, if we could build a development this way, and sell it and make money, why the heck are we going to take any chances in doing anything else? And that's where, like, you need an innovator like Steve Jobs to come out with the iPhone and come out with a new way of doing things, to rethink things. But most people in their job just want to keep their job. Their metrics, they know that what the formula is, and they're going to stick to the formula until it no longer works. And that's sad. And that, because there's no personality in these neighborhoods. It doesn't foster good society, in my opinion. I think where you meet your neighbors, walking somewhere to the coffee shop, something like that, would have a really good social impact, especially now because we have the internet and all this stuff. There's all this polarization. If you're a Republican, a Democrat, whatever, um, everyone hates each other because they don't know each other. They don't talk to each other like human beings. Like, oh yeah, there's John down the street. I think those simple interactions would really help our culture. The problem, which we're going to talk about in the next video, is that there's a lot of systems, and not just a system, a lot of basically a zoning law makes us build this way even today in the suburbs, which again is a problem. I don't know how we fix it yet, but we're going to kind of work through that. And I wonder what you guys think. Do you like the suburbs? Do you hate them? What do you think can make them better? And that is okay. So that's the issue with zoning, is that if you try to change it, we're so suburban people are culturally stuck on the idea of how the suburbs should be, where no one lives near you, there's no one outside. People think they like that. I don't think they actually think about this lifestyle. I don't think it's good for people. You should have social interactions. You should meet other people. There is this, like, people don't want outsiders in their neighborhood. They're going to call the cops if they see somebody they don't recognize and all that kind of stuff. I think less of that would happen if we created communities in a different way.